I wanted to do a quick review of the how long questions that we worked on in class today. This way, as you're doing the homework, you have something to look at, or if you weren't able to be in class today, this will give you an idea of what we talked about. So let me go ahead, and if you have your student book, whether it's the new one or the old one, I want you to look at page 20. Page 20 in the student book. At the top, it's going to say present perfect. Okay, so here on this page, we are going to be focusing on the questions today. We're going to be focusing on the questions, not as much on the answers. We'll look at the answers on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we'll check out the answers. But if we look at the two questions you see here, read the first one. How long has Alex lived here? And the second question, how long have you known Alex? So these two questions are talking about, first, how long. So they're asking for a length of time. And they're talking about an activity that started in the past and continues until today. So something that started in the past and continues until today. So, how long, length of time, has Alex lived here? So, Alex still lives here. Alex lives here right now, but he started living here in the past. And we want to know how long he has been living here. Then, the second question, how long have you known Alex? So again, how long, length of time, have you known Alex? So you know him, you know who he is, you know him as a person, and you knew him in the past, and you still know him now. So these are actions that started in the past and still happen now. So that is what we're talking about. That is what these how long questions using the present perfect are. So let's look at how this is structured. Let's look at how we say these questions. I'm going to share my screen with you. All right, so here you see these two examples. The first example says, how long has she studied English? How long has she studied English? Then the second says, how long have you studied English? How long have you studied English? Okay, so when we're thinking about this, I want you to think about breaking it up into pieces. The first piece is this how long. The first piece is the question word. So, how long, it's kind of hard to see, how long, then we're looking at this second part. So what do you see that's different between these two sentences? What is the difference between these two sentences? Good, so it's this middle part. So this one says, has she? And this one says, have you? Let me underline it so you can see it really clearly. Oh, that's not the underline button. There we go. So, how long has she studied English? How long have you studied English? So, we see that this have verb changes based on who you're talking about. So if we know how have works, let's take a look at how have works. So have, we say I have, you have, we have, they have. But for he, she, and it, this also includes people's names, we use has. He has, she has, it has. So this have verb changes based on who the sentence is talking about. So let's go back to our sentences here. How long has she studied English? So it's she, so we're going to use has. How long have you studied English? It's you, so we're going to use have. What if I said, how long, that's the wrong one, they studied English? Would we use have or has? Have. How long have they studied English? What about how long has? Good, good. We would say how long has Mark studied English? So remember, if we're looking at how the verb have works, he, she, it, and then this includes people's names, Mark, John, Erica. They are all going to fit into this has spelling or conjugation of the verb have. Now, if we look at this, if we look at these sentences again, the subject of the sentence, whether it's about you or about her or about him or about we, it only changes the have in the sentence. It only changes that helping verb. So have here is a helping verb. The second part, or the third part of the sentence, where it talks about the action, so studied English, let me highlight all of it again. Studied English, studied English. So it does not change, it doesn't change this verb. And this verb is what we call the past participle. The past participle. So in the book, it's talking at the top about how this is the present perfect. In the present perfect, or in a perfect, we use the past participle of the verb that's happening. So here we're using the past participle of the word study. Now, let's take a look at the past participle. So study is what we would call a regular past part, or a regular verb for past participles. So here we see some other examples of some regular verbs. The verb is look, the past is looked, and the past participle is looked. So the simple past and the past participle are the same in regular verbs. Study is one of those. Right now, study. In the past, studied. In the past participle, studied. Talk in the present, talked in the past participle, talked. Work, worked, work. Work, worked, worked. So the simple past and the past participle are the same in regular verbs. So in our example, study is a regular verb, so it is the same. There are a few verbs that are irregular. So there's some verbs that are irregular. In your book, you can see there is a little list of them right here in the box. The examples they give are be, have, know, speak, and teach. So these are what we call irregular verbs. So if we look at some examples of irregular verbs, the past participle and the simple past are different. So be is an example. In the present for be, we say am, is, are. In the past, we say was, were. And the past participle is been. So how have you been doing? Or how long have you been studying English? How long have you been in Lexington? So that been is the past participle. Come is another example. So come, came, come. The past participle sounds like the present. See is a pretty common example. See, saw, seen. Now these are ones that you'll get used to over time. The most common ones you will use pretty often. For right now, the book is going to tell you these examples. So page 20 in the orange box, those are the only irregular verbs we will be using. So you'll keep that right there. If you have the older book, let me go back to our PowerPoint. If you have the older book, on page 146 in the second edition book, there is a list of the present, past, and past participle of verbs. I will make a copy of that for everyone so that everyone has it. But here, the past participle is the third part of it. So the three pieces of our how long questions. The question word, how long. The subject and have. So this is where you notice who are you talking about, and then which version of have are you going to use. And then the past participle for the action. So how long has she studied English? How long have you studied English? Let's look at a few other examples. Don't need that. So we started, how long have you studied English? How long have you lived, it's another regular verb, in Lexington? How long have we been, an irregular verb, that be verb, in class? How long have we been in class? How long have you spoken, it's an irregular verb, your first language? So all of these follow the same pattern. How long, have and the subject, have you, have we, have they, has she, and the past participle. Studied English, lived in Lexington, been in class, spoken your first language. So for homework today, what you are doing is page 20. Here you see you have a list of questions and answers. I only want you to work on the questions. So just get used to putting in the correct version of have and the past participle. So you see the first one is done for you. How long? And it's a name. So I have, you have, he, she, it, and names has. How long has Myra? Manya? I don't know how to say that. How long has Manya? And it's the verb be. So looking for the past participle of be, we check our irregulars. We see be becomes been in the computer lab. So then you'll come down to number 2. Look at A. How long? And we see it's another name. So just like we did up here, you'll say has Avi. You'll look at the verb. The verb is know. Check your irregular verbs. We see know becomes known Bella. So the answer for number 2 would be, how long has Avi known Bella? Okay, so then do the rest of them on your own. If you have any questions, send me a message. We will go over this again in class on Tuesday and check through these answers, and then start looking at how do you answer these questions. All right, guys, I hope you all are having a good day. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday. All right, bye, guys.